We're back, people, and today we're going to film on Tyrique Stevenson, Chicago Bears defensive back. I was a big fan of him coming out of the pre-draft player. I thought he needed to end up like in a cover 2 heavy system, and I feel like he ended up in a really good spot with the Chicago Bears. He looked really comfortable throughout the preseason. I really liked what I saw from him, some advanced stuff. As you can see, him getting this interception here is just, some savvy veteran work at the catch point. Bears basically in cover 1 across the board. He's in man-to-man on this guy. He's playing, outside leverage, trail work here, staying underneath. He's got like his speed, toughness, and then I think he's got good instincts, especially when he's playing like on the underneath side of receivers, either trail, cover 2, whenever he can get physical and reroute guys. Just underneath, staying in that hip pocket. Knows there's help to the inside, so he's maintaining the outside leverage, and then just not panicking. The guy creates a little step of separation there, stays under control, gets back into position with his speed to recover, then turns and locates the ball, and then shows some nice little sideline field awareness to get 2 feet in bounds. Really good stuff from him. Just like what I saw all throughout the preseason. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but it was still pretty good for a rookie. Definitely things you like to see. And I'm pretty sure he's in track to get some decent amount of playing time in that Bears secondary. So I'm excited to see how the season plays out for him. This play doesn't seem like anything too crazy, but it's 3rd and 3, and the Bears, so they're playing cover 1, but they're like sort of bracketing these 2 receivers here. So if they cross like this off the line of scrimmage, they switch, they sort of just pass them off. And this is something you like to see because it's something you have to be able to do in cover 2 when you're the flat defender. You can even see these 2 DBs pointing at each other, just good communication post snap, like being like, hey, we did that. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, this is good stuff to see from a rookie. Instantly communicating it post snap. He sees number 2 work instantly to the outside. He takes it, gets him down the flat. This is something that directly translates to playing, in that cover 2 defense. But they're basically playing cover 1 here, but with, this sort of wrinkle to the defense that they can pass this off. And it's definitely something nice to see. They don't even throw it to his side because they passed it off perfectly at the bottom there. Here we get to see Stevenson in some cover 2. At the bottom of the screen here, they go basically a variation of smash, which is like your typical cover 2 beater. And he's not playing like too hardcore in the flats, like really clouding it, but he's just reading this, playing outside leverage here. He sees one take like that inside release. His eyes are working through the receivers to the quarterback. He sees 2 release outside, but he's not overreacting to anything here. He's not just instantly flying down to the flat because this corner is coming behind him. So he's maintaining leverage to cover both this late corner route and the flat. And then once he reads the throw from the QB, he transitions downhill and then closes and then helps make a tackle for no gain. They get 3 yards. That's playing that really well. Like, you might say like, oh, squeeze this right away and try to really not even allow this to be completed. But if he did that, he's the read here. If he closes on this, squeezes, they throw this corner route behind it, be a little more patient, and that's a very difficult route for the safety to get over the top and make a play. If it's thrown with timing, that's going to get completed every single time. And then Stevenson getting physical, pretty solid tackler overall. Definitely strength to his game. Love the physicality that he can bring. Some more cover 2. Up here at the top, open up his hips and just get down close. Limit these yak. They only gain 4 or 5 yards right there, but nothing after the catch as soon as it's caught. Like, they're in a bunch here. Like, they're tight, these 2 receivers at the top, and he's going to leverage these routes just in case, because look where the number 2 is. He hasn't broken to the inside. He's still working vertically right off his stretch, and Stevenson's gaining depth and reading this. Like, he knows this guy's going to sit right here. He can already feel that. If this guy works the outside, he gains depth, takes away and leverages both of these routes. He sees him sort of break towards the inside, and he's already transitioning, looking at the quarterback, ready to break downhill, transitions real nicely. Good twitch out of there too, and then finishes that tackle really nicely. The cover 2 stuff looks really, really nice. Going to be excited when he gets more chances to make plays on balls when those opportunities present themselves. Here on the outside, we can see sort of his transitions when he's like sitting on the route on the outside, just basically matched up one-on-one with this receiver. We haven't really seen that. A lot of times he's playing from behind, trail, things like that. But just staying over the top, leverage, sort of weave to maintain your leverage here. Good footwork, staying square. And then just a quick, nice downhill transition. No real wasted movements. React pretty nicely to this outbreaker. Would like to see, he gets a little hitched up there after his first step. I would like to see that be a little more clean. I think, he can. He's a pretty solid athlete. And then close. If he didn't do that hitch up, he probably would have made the play at the catch point. But he gets there a little late. The ball ends up being caught. It's only a, 3-4 yard completion. So he still does a pretty good job there. But just another example of the different types of coverages that he can be used in. Here's where Stevenson can get into a little bit of trouble, like cover 3. I think when he has to open up his hips like that and carry deep down the field, I feel like that's probably his weak point right now. Like, hips can be a little tight at times. Here he gives up this touchdown to the tight end. I feel like he just underestimates what the speed's going to be. He tries to, press up there, takes some false steps unnecessarily, lets him eat up his leverage right here, eat up the cushion, and then create that separation to the inside. And he's just a little too late to react to it and isn't able to get a hand on it right here. I feel like he was trying to more like bait the pass. These plays happen. It was probably the time he really got beat, and not something too worried about. Like, DBs are going to get beat in the NFL. It happens to everyone. It's one of the hardest positions to play. But I feel like letting him sort of play to his strength is it's not like his biggest strength playing in like the cover 3 types of coverages. When he's in cover 2, it looks really, really nice. Just so many examples of this, like this time a little bit different, but still more cover 2 at the bottom, flipping and opening up your hips, coming down and making a tackle down the flat, limiting these opportunities after the catch. This time it's with a tight end and a running back like to this side. He's playing like near the line of scrimmage, almost like he's going to blitz, and then he gets out of it, gains his depth, starts to open up his hips because this tight end runs to the corner. He wants to be able to cut underneath that, doesn't want to give them the whole shot opportunity. That's a weakness in cover 2. Like, smash is definitely a cover 2 beater, puts the corner in a very difficult spot. He's ready to get over the top, and once he gains enough depth, the QB throws it underneath, and now you want to close underneath. Pretty solid hip flip there to get downhill, and allows nothing after the catch. Immediately makes the tackle, only getting 4 yards. Is exactly what you want your corner to be able to do in that situation. Tyrique Stevenson, bottom of the screen, in man-to-man. Just pretty solid job, breaking on this, making a play at the catch point. Could have probably made anticipated a little bit more, a little reactive here, and kind of gets opened up too out of this. Lets that free release to the outside. He could play I feel like his man technique overall just could be a little bit better. It's not something I would like to see him in a lot, but pretty good job mirroring here at the route break to follow this. And then once that happens, he turns his head around. The ball's thrown poorly, so he's able to make a play at the catch point. Basically, the receiver turns into, the defensive back. So things that could have been played better, but he was still able to get his hands on the ball. Just the cover 2 stuff is where I really get excited with his fit in this system. Stevenson at the top of the screen. When there's these types of plays, the quick screens, you're a cover 2 corner, you're a flat corner, get downhill, make a play. He's going to get physical. He's going to beat blocks. He's going to read these plays. Great instincts. This is a very high level, intelligence type of play. And in cover 2, sometimes he'll play a little bit farther off. The depth varies depending, on the specific call. But he's close up here. He's depressed. He's just seeing that this, just based on their alignment, this could easily be a screen. I think he's sort of guessing it too. And once he sees, the reaction, he just gets downhill, beats the block, gets to the receiver right as he catches it, throws him to the ground. That's how, you play your coverage there really well. Like the physicality, toughness, instincts, part of his game. He's a really nice scheme fit. I feel like he ended up sort of in that perfect system for him to excel at the NFL level. Like, I think, I probably had him as like a 3rd round guy in the draft. He ended up going in the 2nd, but I don't think he could have ended up, with, there's only like a handful of teams I would have felt like really comfortable with it, and the Bears were sort of, with Eberflus, definitely a comfortable fit for Stevenson. So excited to see how that plays out for him this season. Definitely going to be rooting for him, watching him. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.